New polling from the Karl Rove Never Trump Network shows that President Trump has more GOP support than all of his rivals combined. A spate of recent polls shows Trump expanding his lead over the extreme leftist Biden regime in 7 key swing states. A new poll shows that 2/3 of the country reject Joe Biden's left-wing extremism. In that same poll, 7 in 10 Americans say that Joe Biden is paying attention to things they don't care about or will not benefit their lives. Pew's poll there tracks with the Monmouth poll, showing that Biden enjoys support from only 34% of this nation. It's because of this reality, the failure of totalitarianism and the appeal of America First policies, that the left has grown more stupid and equally desperate. The emperor has no clothes. Leftists have finally shown a watching world that they are bat guano crazy. That's the focus of today's preamble. The fake news was all over the so-called story, blasting headlines that were sure to send brain-dead tongues wagging. Trump barred from Colorado primary ballot for role in U.S. Capitol attack, screamed Reuters. Left-wing nutcases, some of them likely paid influencers, jumped on Twitter. JoJo from Jers, showing her usual classless behavior, tweeting, "Trump's going to end up being disqualified from multiple states' ballots, but he will demand his party nominate him anyway. How effing delicious is that going to be?" End quote. Meathead from All in the Family, Rob Reiner, tweeting, "The Colorado Supreme Court, stating the obvious, has ruled that Donald Trump, having engaged in insurrection, be removed from the ballot and be barred from holding public office. Nice to see a little sanity poking its head up," end quote. Well, naturally, the mental midget there used a contraction of "it is" rather than the correct spelling of ITS with no apostrophe. But I digress. As Rob is applauding what he calls sanity poking its head up, Americans should request he and his left-wing nuts remove their heads from their rear ends. Several reports reveal to anyone who can read that President Trump has not been charged with participating or leading an insurrection, the predicate used by the corrupt Colorado court. In fact, just like Alvin Bragg in New York, who took a state misdemeanor that had its statute of limitations run out, and with fairy dust and unicorn poop magically turned it into a federal charge, the same insane legal jujitsu was employed by the anti-American justices on the Colorado Supreme Court. The left wing is just this close to taking down the United States permanently and supplanting our rights and freedoms with an all-controlling centralized government. And the leftists, they can just taste it. So they're pulling out all the stops, ignoring all laws and precedent to stop anyone who would get in their way. And here's the dirty little secret. They know they are undertaking unlawful and unconstitutional actions. At the end of the ruling of the corrupt Colorado court, they said this, quote, "Therefore, to maintain the status quo, pending any review by the U.S. Supreme Court, we stay our ruling until January 4th, 2024, the day before the Secretary's deadline to certify the content of the presidential primary ballot. If review is sought in the Supreme Court before the stay expires on January 4th, 2024, then the stay shall remain in place, and the Secretary will continue to be required to include President Trump's name on the 2024 presidential primary ballot until the receipt of any order or mandate from the Supreme Court," end quote. In other words, the corrupt Colorado court knows their ruling wasn't worth the paper it was printed on, so they stayed their own ruling, confident that real Americans on a credible court would overrule their insanity. So why do this? In your liberty-loving Latinos' opinion, these anti-American leftists know they have nothing to offer our people when it comes to America's freedom, security, and prosperity. So they'll cheat to impose a wildly unpopular man like Joe Biden onto a country who has rejected him and his regime, and they'll do so by denying Americans a choice at the ballot box. In other words, it's more of the same from Democrats. These Democrats claim to be saving democracy by denying you a choice. They're doing it wrong. And there was another reason why these sickos on the corrupt Colorado court did what they did, knowing that it was unlawful and unconstitutional. They did it for the criminally stupid in the press and the equally criminally stupid on social media, so they could propagandize anyone foolish enough to believe them or follow them.